Welcome back, vinyl community. Got some new finds for you today. First up, what we're listening to, CD find. I don't show CDs a whole lot. It's actually some African music. Found this in a thrift store the other day. Nogabi, Power, Politics, and Glory. I think it's from the 1990s. There's actually Afrobeat mixed with a bit of reggae, as you can probably hear on this one. The lead singer, Robeson Randriaharamala, is from Madagascar and moved to Hong Kong in the 1970s and formed an Afrobeat band there. So nice thrift store find. Some good Afrobeat on here. Quite a political bent to these lyrics with titles like Power, Politics, and Glory, the title track, Criminal with No Crime, For Me Street Kids, and the rest of the titles in African, Madagascar language. Next up, got some VCLT. I got to show off from the vinyl community's Stan Henderson. Some of you will probably know him. I don't know if he watches videos, but he's definitely around on the YouTube Vinyl Community Facebook page. I got a huge box from him in the mail today, so I'm going to show you what I got. I've opened up the box because he'd packaged it quite securely. There was a box inside the box, so I've opened things up. I haven't really looked inside. I kind of have an inkling of a couple of things that are going to be in here. But first off, I think he sent me a poster here. Let's have a look and see what we got from Stan. Shout out to you, Stan, if you're watching. This is a concert poster that he had from the reggae dub poet Muta Baruka with the Mighty Diamonds, great reggae harmony trio. 1991 that is from. That's awesome. Very cool. I love these kind of gig bills and the little cards sometimes you see outside record shops. I love to find those. Live and direct from Jamaica. Very nice. Thank you, Stan. I am in the middle of a big room reorganization, trying to get clutter off the floors. You all know how it goes. So I'm definitely going to be putting some posters up on the wall, and I'll have to find a frame for that one. Now, the main part of the package, he sent me a huge box. I was not expecting that much. I've taken everything out. I haven't looked inside. Oh, first up we've got a CD. Guess Who? Extended Versions. The Encore Collection. I've not seen this CD before. Got some of their hits on here. Very interesting. I'm a big Guess Who fan, trying to build up my collection. We'll see what else we got here from Stan. The World of Scott Joplin. Guess that'll be some ragtime. I have not listened to anything like this before. Very cool. What do we got here? Ooh, Taj Mahal. Definitely have a couple by him. Haven't seen this one before. 1973. Ooh, So Good in Blues. That should be a good one. What do we got here? Inexplicably found. Oh, Elvis Costello. It says inexplicably found 2 copies. Elvis Costello, and there's a single in there too. Herb Alpert. Very cool. What's this one? Ah, Guess Who? Again, live at the Paramount. That's one I don't have by them. Very nice. Rockin' the Guess Who. I do have this one around, but it's not very good condition. I have a feeling this is going to be an upgrade copy. Just have a quick look here. Lyric sheet in there and everything. Yeah, definitely better condition copy. Very nice. And what else have we got here? The Guess Who, sewn and grown in Canada. Born in Canada on the Wand label. I don't know this one either. shaking all over. This must be some early stuff by them. Very interesting. Doonesbury. Oh, more gig bills in there. I love those. What is this one? Doonesbury, a new musical. I have no idea what that one is. Should be interesting. Got a note in there. And what is this one? Big John. Some kind of snowmobile compilation record. Got some country music on there, looks like. Floyd Kramer, Dottie West, Dickie Lee, and the Allman Brothers. Looks like cool stuff. Awesome. Thank you very much, Stan. Gonna get into some new finds. Just kind of getting into some digging as far as 2018 goes. Things are still kind of slow, still picking up, but found a Japanese 7-inch single at the thrift store. Unfortunately, it's a little scuffed up and dusty, but plays okay. It's actually a surf rock band called the Wild Ones, with Mercy My Love on one side, very Beach Boys-ish, and Baro no Kobito on the other side. That was kind of an interesting find. Got a few thrift finds, not a whole lot. Things are still kind of picking up after the holidays, but I did find Harper's Bazaar, Feeling Groovy. Got their cover, of course, of the Simon Garfunkel 59th Street Bridge song. Immaculate condition on this one. I was very surprised. Warner Brothers label. Looks barely played, to be honest. It's got very sunshine pop feel on it. The first song is called Come to the Sunshine, with piano by Van Dyke Parks. I think he wrote it as well. He's also got arrangements by Leon Russell and some songs by Randy Newman on there. So some good 60s pop. Piano Jazz, Art Tatum, Discoveries. Found this one in the thrift store. Very nice condition. A few little light scuffs and scratches, but plays well. Apparently this was recorded live at a private house party in the 1950s. Interesting stuff. Piano jazz is not really my forte unless you get into the funkier, more soulful kind of stuff, but decided to take a chance on that one. Also found Chaka Khan's solo debut. This is 1978. It's mostly backed by members of the Average White Band. Chaka, of course, was the lead singer of the band Rufus, kind of funk, rock, R&B group. As her solo star status got bigger, she got a lot of tensions between her and the band. So this is her stepping out in a solo capacity. And of course, it's got her huge disco anthem, I'm Every Woman. So very, very nice album from her. And just immaculate condition on this as well. Still in shrink. Looks barely played. This is one I'd seen in a thrift store previously, didn't buy it, then I think I saw somebody talking about it in the vinyl community somewhere. Saw another copy, so I decided to pick it up. I don't know too much about this guy, but it is John Miles, Stranger in the City, 1976. Covers kind of got some wear, old price sticker on there, bit of ring wear, but the vinyl is just immaculate condition on the London label. Very kind of blues rock, but also quite a Elton John influence on there, I would say. Sounds very like the classic 70s Elton John in places. So cool album there. Last thrift find, this was one I had already. This is an upgrade copy in immaculate condition again. It's from 1966. Timmy Euro. She's kind of a big-voiced R&B, soul-influenced singer, kind of in that Phil Spector big ballad tradition. Beautiful condition on this one. Like I say, it's an upgrade over my other copy that I had, which had some markings on the front and some scuffs and scratches. Timmy Euro, many assumed her to be black. She was actually Italian-American from Chicago, moved to the West Coast. Had some hits like Hurt and another one. This is actually a compilation album. Another one of her big ones, What's the Matter Baby, is on here. Good stuff. All Music calls her the greatest white soul singer of America in the 60s. Getting into a few record store finds. I'm going to run through these fairly quickly. I found this one in the cheap bins for $2 or $3. Judy Henson, High Flying Bird. It's from 1964 on the early Electra label. It's in pretty good shape. Judy Henson is a folk singer. She isn't kind of one of your dainty, dewy-eyed, freshly scrubbed 60s folk singers doing their shows on college campuses. She sounds like she's lived some life. She's got a bluesy, growly, kind of in-your-face voice. Does some great renditions of folk songs on here. Bit of blues and jazz in there as well, especially on the title track, which was later covered by Jefferson Airplane. And Judy Henson's version sounds just a amp plug-in away from the psychedelic Jefferson Airplane rendition. This is another one I had already. I found this in the cheap bins again, a couple of bucks or whatever. Much better condition than my copy, so no-brainer. Still in shrink. It's Joy of Cooking. They were a San Francisco Bay Area group, kind of rootsy, late 60s, early 70s, West Coast, Northern California, San Francisco sound. Bit of bluegrass, bit of rootsy rock and roll, bit of country rock, and unusually fronted by two female lead singers, Tony Brown and Terry Garthwaite. So just a nice harmony blend these guys have. Check them out if you see them. Another one I found quite cheap in the cheap bins. I was pretty surprised to see it. Ray Charles, one of his classics, on Impulse label, mono copy. In very nice shape. Beautiful Impulse label. This one was only a few bucks. Really good shape. 1960 this came out. Mostly instrumental. There's only 2 vocals on here. I think the big hit off of here for Ray was One Mint Julep. Arrangements by Quincy Jones with and backing on some tracks by Count Basie's band. So kind of big band, swinging jazz arrangements, as the title kind of indicates. Genius plus soul plus jazz. Absolute classic. Don't see a whole lot of Ray Charles in the vinyl community, as I think my friend James Griffiths has mentioned before. Maybe his influence is just too big. He's not confined to one genre. He can do any kind of genre he puts his mind to equally well. So yeah, always happy to add some classic Ray to the collection. There's another one I was surprised to see in the cheap bins. Fat Mattress 2. I had the first one. I actually found it at the very same store I found this one at, but a couple of years ago. Also very cheap. So I was really surprised to find this one. Really nice shape on the Polydor label. I think this is like 1969-ish, around there. They were a band formed by Noel Redding of the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Wanted to kind of step out on his own. He was playing bass in the Experience, whereas he was more of a lead guitar player, so he wanted to go back to doing that, be a front man, but apparently tensions with the band led to him being phased out of the band during the recording of this album, so he's not on all tracks. The ones he is on lead guitar, kind of rock harder, and the ones that he's not have kind of a more reflective, gentle folk rock vibe to it. Bit of a Traffic influence on some tracks with the flute and kind of the jazzier arrangements. So good stuff on that one. I wouldn't call it quite a classic. Not fully psychedelic either, but little traces of that. This is going to be a surprising one. It's probably the first time in all my vinyl community videos I've ever shown a Beatles record. I think I might have shown a John Lennon one once. But it's the White Album, or the Off-White album actually. I have this already on cut kind of burgundy Capitol label. I guess it would be like a late 70s or early 80s pressing. I have that in really nice condition with the photo inserts and everything. But this one was in the cheap bins. It's actually, it's not numbered, but it's an early pressing on Apple. Very nice condition, just a few little light marks here and there. So yeah, I thought I'd spring for this one. It's kind of nice to have one that's in good shape and kind of closer to the period when it came out. So yeah, couldn't resist that one. Last find I'm going to show you today, it's actually an online purchase, and it came out for the most recent record store day. This is a reggae one. It's from the Revived Studio One label. I think I've showed some things from them in recent videos. They put this out as an exclusive for Record Store Day. The Number One Sound from the Vaults, Volume 1. This is a collection of Studio One rarities, kind of going from the rocksteady days into the reggae, into the early dance hall days. So basically late 60s to early 80s, I would say, on this. All rarities on here. Just some of these I know, some of these are new to me, but just great to have them on vinyl. I think this is coming out on CD very soon. Got liner notes there. And it also came with a bonus 7-inch single. One track has Mojo Girl by Nora Dean, and the other one is Glenn and Dave. Is it yes or is it no? Picked that up online. I missed it on Record Store Day. I didn't get to any stores on that day. But I got it online from Plaid Room Records. I hadn't, not familiar with them previously, but I got a good price. Got it packed very well. So great service from them. So that's what I've got for you today, guys. I'll have some more videos up for you fairly soon, I think. Until then, hope everybody's doing well out there. Cheers and take care.